Right then, hello everybody, my name's Volumetric and you join me on a rapidly, well, we'll see, as I just yo-yoed back into bed, rapidly volatile PTU. This is 15.1 and it's nighttime, which is really disappointing around New Babbage, but we'll soon fix that. So this is the 15.1 PTU. This is for the IAE testing, but more importantly and most vitally for what we have now, this is the first iteration of the volumetric clouds on a planetary body, or should I say really a rocky body. So we've had the volumetric clouds on Crusader and Horizon, but for this patch they have been added to Microtech. So I can't look out that roof, it's this roof I can look out of. I'm doing my best to try and get this because these servers are 30k'ing as fast as they are being spooled up. So people are doing their best to break them. It's not just that the volumetric clouds have been added to servers now. We also have the, oh that's nice that they haven't fixed that bug yet. We also have the Ares and the Ion, so the two Crusader ships that are for the size 7 guns, so the Burt of Ares, and is it the Ares and the Inferno? I can't remember the name of the other one. I thought it was the Ion. So yes, those two ships and the Redeemer, which is obviously a big point for a lot of people. I can't do much with this, and I can't show you the clouds. We will get into the atmosphere and we will go and look at the clouds proper, because I've seen the screenshots and they do look gorgeous. So we'll get there in a minute. Okay, unfortunately I can't fly the Ares variants or the Redeemer. It seems they've locked them on the PTU to those that own them, which is fair enough. So we're just going to have to go and do the volumetric clouds, and we're going to do it in a trusty Raven. Very pretty, just looking over New Babbage with the storm. There's just the hint of all the clouds around it, even though it's dark. So let's go and find somewhere a bit more bright.
Thank you.
A bit of a performance jerk. Oh, that's pretty. God, it makes a hell of a difference in space. So good, even this first iteration. Look at it over the ice flats there on the right. That looks cool. Okay, let's go down to our surface location. This is the big kind of performance test as we spline in to see how much the volumetric clouds do. I'm just going to shut up and let the performance speak for itself. I feel like there's a bit of a frame rate drop, but not much. Let's fly somewhere where there's actually some cloud cover, because we've zoomed down in a space where there isn't. And we'll see what we can get. So you can see there's still a bit of fuzziness around the edges. I am running this with the volumetric clouds on high. When I put them on very high, it really does make my machine chug. So with my 1070. Definitely think I need a bit more graphical horsepower when the cards become available. You can still see it's very pretty. Flying around in high with the clouds as they are now, I'm getting 35 FPS just flying around Microtech, which doesn't seem like a great deal, but yeah, It's not as bad as I thought it would be, because Horizon can really strangle machines when you go there. But I feel that's more because Horizon's cloud layers they're layers. There's layers upon layers upon layers of clouds, and that can really kill a machine. But the shadows and everything look fantastic in them. So we're going to do some Microsoft Flight Simulator style cloud popping, yeah? I'm reading various comments on the Ares ships in the chat. Like I said, unfortunately I can't fly them, so I can't do videos on those yet, but I did want to do the clouds, because as soon as I saw the clouds I was like, we have to go look at the clouds. So it should also be noted that this is using 15 gig of RAM, so the RAM usage has come down a lot as well, because normally it uses about 19 gig of RAM. I had to go and buy some more RAM to get it up to 32, but it seems to calm down a bit now. I suppose I should slow down a bit now, because I was going full bore to get to those clouds. It's very much like the nebula that are around the Lagrange point stations. As soon as you start dipping into them and really getting into the meat of the clouds, it sort of makes performance dip a little bit, but not too bad. So I'm going to drop the graphics down again to medium. Which is what I had these things at for Horizon, and you can see my FPS shoots back up again straight away. It just looks so much better than the flat cloud layers that we've been used to for so long. It gives it so much more life, and it gives your ship a, how can I describe this, like a proper sense of movement relative to the planetary body. So it's like, oh, there's clouds, I can weave and bob within these clouds, and you can see where things are. The clouds are casting shadows, which is really, really cool to see. Because that was something I was really looking forward to seeing, is the old cloud layers, the bit maps that zoomed across the surface in like a flat texture. They did a pretty decent job of casting shadows as well, but these are in a whole other league. And I suppose just to show a sense of planetary scale again, we'll dip down to the surface and have a look from ground level. It's a good job I'm over some woodland, because I am just wearing my RSI space pyjamas. So I don't imagine I would have lasted very long out here had I just landed in some giant icy biome. Oh, she's still frozen. There's something buggy with the Sabre Raven cockpit at the minute, whereupon we still feel the temperature inside the cockpit even though we're not supposed to. So that's why she's all snowy. But that's not the important thing. What's important is we have a proper sky now. Look at that. How much of a difference does that make? It's incredible. These aren't even, you know, like a big volume of clouds. I imagine they... Well, I don't know how CIG have done it. Before it was like just a set layer that rotated around the planet. Now are they procedurally generated? Are they set in some kind of set pattern? I honestly don't know how they've done it. But regardless of how they've done it, it looks fantastic. It's not quite on the same sort of par of Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I imagine the sort of the parity of clouds that Microsoft Flight Simulator gave us would utterly destroy performance within Star Citizen, even though the clouds that we have in Star Citizen now do the same. But yeah, volumetric clouds. I'm going to cut here and I'm going to go and see if there's somewhere else we can go with some more clouds to look at. Maybe a bit denser formation. wanted to be quiet here because I wanted to film a time-lapse from the orbital marker just to get details of the LODs, but I want to point out the how the shadows are being cast across the planet, because we're right at the point at the bottom of the left of the screen there between night and day. You can see how at the top of the screen, just right of centre, where it's midday on Microtech, the shadows are being cast straight down from the clouds, even at this distance. But if you look just to the left of the Raven, you can see that the clouds are casting really long, distinct shadows that go for miles across the surface of the planet. I think it's gorgeous, and it just shows the level of detail that this has really come out as. Now I'll be quiet and we'll do the time lapse. We just hit the higher atmosphere. The ship started to brake because of the aerodynamic forces. You can see just how pretty this looks with the denser cloud layers. Astonished how good it looks from not quite high orbit, but very high in the atmosphere. I could definitely hear my PC start to spool up just as my ship was hitting the atmosphere, so just as you started to see the re-entry effects. They'll pass in seconds in the time lapse, I imagine, but you get the idea. Look how pretty it is. And again, these are on the lowest setting at the minute. I've only noticed that the detail in them and how sort of they look less fuzzy around the edges only sorts to appear when you're close up. So like as close as I am now to these bunch that I'm flying around. If you have the cloud textures on very high, then they appear a bit more dense. Even without the high ultra fidelity setting, really does make my PC chug. They still look incredible, and they still cast a fantastic shadow. So all of this here now, apart from the little area you can see just to the left of the Raven now, where there's a break in the clouds, is all being cast in shadow by these clouds. It's fantastic, and I think it looks incredible. I can't wait. I genuinely can't wait for it to get rolled out to the other planets. ArcCorp, I know, is going to be a huge one because loads of people are definitely going to want to feel the Blade Runner vibes from a very cloudy ArcCorp, especially once they get weather in and it starts raining. So there's the break in the clouds for that area there. Look how pretty that looks over there. I know YouTube's not going to make the quality look fantastic with the compression. Landscape looks gorgeous. The clouds look gorgeous. Microtech looks incredible. And here's another break. Again, with the sun being cast upon the horizon. It's taken so long to get down to the planet. That was a good, I'd say, 5 to 10 minute journey from orbit, even in a Raven, which does nearly 2k a second, to get down here. But the sun has started to go over the horizon now. I'm blown away. I love it. It's to finish it off. It's one of those little things in the game. It's not even a quality of life addition. You know, it doesn't make playing the game any different. It doesn't change any of the mechanics. It doesn't make something easier or harder or more realistic in the way that we play the game. But it's just one of those little touches that's been so long coming that we've waited so long to see, and it's another step forward for the game, and it looks incredible. Please let me know your thoughts as to what you think with the new clouds. Currently on Microtech, this is on the PTU, so this is the 15.1 PTU that's open to all backers. So indeed, if you do have a game package and you were playing the 3.15 or the 3.15, 3.15 PTU to test the inventory changes and such in the medical gameplay, you can update the game now. I believe it's a 6 GB update, and you can test the new Crusader area ships, so the giant Burt guns and the Redeemer, only if you own them. Otherwise I would have done videos on them. But yeah, come and play in some clouds. Let me know what you think. I think it looks absolutely stunning. So with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all next time.